Property managers, investment advisors, agents, lawyers, accountants, all these professionals, all their fees, what do you do if you can't afford them? That's what this module is all about, some steps to help navigate the affordability of professional advice. Okay, so step one to this approach is actually understanding what you can and can't afford. For example, are these things you really can do without? Is it a matter of cash flow? Or the things that you simply need to budget into your investment plan and your numbers? First question I'd ask for this is, how much better are you going to go about investing or navigating a transaction without the right advice? For example, think about the value that an advisor would create by maximizing your returns over time. They'd probably more than cover their fee if it's a question of laying out for fees. Another question I'd ask is what your time is actually worth. So if you think about if you're going to try and save dollars by doing a lot of things yourself, when your time is best spent doing other things or earning income with a job, investing is normally supplementary to a job. So you might be defeating the whole purpose by doing it on your own. The other thing I would ask is what your risk position actually is if you don't have the right advice or any advice at all. It might make it very risky for you to go about some property transactions or investing if you're not covering your bases and you're going in half-baked. Now, step two is actually to consider upfront versus success fees. Okay, so some services charge upfront, normally like advisors, whereas some only charge success fees only once they've delivered value to you. Say, for example, a real estate agent or a buyer's agent. So that's one way of protecting your cash flow. But even when we talk about some advisors who charge upfront, you might normally get a strategy session or a conversation in for free. Even if they're trying to upsell you, it does save some dollars upfront. Now, step three is online education, which of course you're on the right track because you're watching the Sydney Listings Academy. But don't forget how much education there is online that you can use and consume, slowly educate yourself on until you're ready or know what you need and when you need it, saving upfront costs of learning. Step four is to think about what you can actually leverage for free or low cost, assuming it's still quality. All right, so a lot of people are happy to give you casual advice. You might find the right lawyer, accountant who can give you a conversation here or there to guide you until you actually fully need their services. Or you might use local real estate agents and buyer's agents in a particular area you're researching, for example, and often just calling them up or emailing them and getting some information will be completely free. So think about what you can actually leverage and pick up at no cost. Step five is potentially lowering risk and making the first investment, if it's an investment, all about learning. Okay, so as we always say in the principles in our philosophy, always plan for the worst case scenario. But it's like any other skill, playing a sport or riding a bike, you're normally going to do better on the second occasion than you did on the first occasion, and you're normally going to learn a whole heap. So as long as you're still protecting yourself from the worst case scenario and protecting your downside, if you really can't afford the right advice or you don't know who to trust, a lot of the times getting in, as long as you've done some research, can be the best way of starting. And then getting the learning to maximize returns later and doing better on the next projects. So that's some tips around navigating affordability. Don't forget to use the Academy as much as you can to help you understand the professional advice you need and get the right referrals or insights into who's going to help you build towards your goals. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Sydney Listings Academy. Just a quick disclaimer that this advice is generic and is not to be used by individuals. We take no liability for misuse of this information and encourage you to seek out professional advice specific to your situation. Please reach out to get in touch with our network of trusted professionals if you so need it. And just before you take off, just a quick note, obviously we're working on something with the Sydney Listings Academy to help educate people about the potential in property, finance and investing. So if you want to support the Sydney Listings Academy, please share the content with friends, family and followers if you have them, and also follow Sydney Listings on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and or YouTube, wherever you like to hang out, as well as our website, and check that out for more resources as well. Thank you very much guys, and we'll see you in the next video.